All right, yeah, that's true. So from the real life to you. So you know it. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so you're ready then. Y'all go live then. All right, cool. All right, cool. Yes, 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 yes. Welcome to episode 2 of the VVL podcast, social commentary, and your weekly roundup of social and current affairs. Today's topic is about Jamaicans taking accountability. Now, we have a lot, to discuss tonight. Thank you guys so much. Tuned in on Hype TV, how you picture entertainment in Jamaica and across the Caribbean. Also, all our viewers logged in on YouTube, on our YouTube channels. Thank you guys so much for those of you watching the playback. I encourage y'all to go ahead and share this, and of course, subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Welcome to VVL Podcast. Tonight, I have a very special guest who is sitting in, and she's a very busy woman and hard to actually locked down. Her name is Aisha Prendy. She's no stranger to y'all. She has done a lot of island-wide tour with the Rebel Salute concert. However, because of the pandemic, they didn't have that this year, but she's still active, up and running. Of course, the usual. My partner in crime, my co-host, Shelling Shells in the building. And also we'll be having a very special guest stopping by just for 5 minutes to give his response on the particular, topic, that we are pretty much, about to discuss. So let me bring myself on screen. I'm your boy, Andrew Val. Welcome, everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
All right, so guys, welcome, one and all. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm good. It's a pleasure being here. So it's snowing outside, but we're here, and it's exciting to be on the VAL'S Views live because everyone has some views to give in the industry. But we, as the small players, of course, we have to voice our opinion and say what we think is wrong or right. So we're here for it. Thank you for having us.
So that's so hard to get, friend Aisha. Cheers. Come on.
Hey, what's up? Good night.
Hey, Shell.
Good night, everybody. Good night to those on Hype TV. Are we on any other platform, Andrew?
Well,
aside from YouTube?
Yeah, we're on the Entertainment Club YouTube and the VVL YouTube, and that's pretty much just about it.
Okay, all right. So welcome to everybody on YouTube on How You Picture Entertainment. So,
thank you guys. All right, cool. So
kind of little noisy people.
As usual,
I control. Yeah, I have to get a soundproof house pretty soon. All
right, cool. And I mean, hey, guess what? The show must go on, right? All right.
That's
so
right,
tonight we're gonna be discussing pretty much what you're seeing on your screen now. Well, that's a mistake. I'm sorry, guys. Forgive me. So tonight we'll be discussing taking accountability, and the angle is pretty much some Jamaican politicians and citizens and their well-loved artists are always coming up with excuses when it comes to fighting crime and their contribution in terms of the music part of it, where their music is contributing and, of course, involve murder. I'm not saying that we can 100% blame them, but for example, Bounty Killer recently did an interview where he said that people are not supposed to watch what he sing, but what he pray. And that's pretty much, end quote, that's pretty much what he was saying in the interview. They have also came out strong on social media, including Popcorn, to talk about their disgust and their disappointment in the, victims of murder. And I kind of feel like they're very selective in choosing, when to speak out, how to speak out, and at what stage of the crime situation in Jamaica when they choose to speak out. So we'll be dissecting all of that. We'll be taking a look at that, but we're saving that for last. Now, there's something buzzing, and there's something happening right now between, of course, the ladies in dancehall and, of course, the MoMA, the mecca of slackness in dancehall. And I must say, can't go around that. Ladies who recently, converted to Christianity, and she's now going by the name Marianne Hall, Minister Marianne Hall. Now you have heard it, and we have some clips, and we have all of that to dissect for you. And of course, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. All right, cool. So let's get right to it. Let's do this, because that's where we we'll be throwing up our lower thirds and all of that, and our videos. All right, so I want to first get y'all reaction from the big fuss that's going on between Lady Saw and Shensia and Spice, and I think Jada Kingdom is actually a part of that as well. And not only that, we have seen where a few other
dancehall artists
actually chimed in as well. Yeah. So all right, let me start with Aisha. Aisha, your response to all of this?
To all of it, or to one thing that I think is very unnecessary at this point. So
whichever angle you want to start with.
Let's start from the angle where, all right, so we have a Minister Hall trying to tell these females, and as you said, Jada Kingdom is not a part of it, that, okay, what they're doing is wrong, and they're going to hell or something of that sort, or they're taking an approach to hell. I'm not totally against what she's trying to say to them or what she's trying to represent. It's just how she's presenting herself, how she's dealing with the situation, how she's trying to reach out to these artists. It's just not appropriate. And fine, you're going to be the senior, the icon, or the bigger person, or the savior, and wanting to reach out or connect to these sinners. There's just a better approach that you can bring to the table. You understand? And that's what I'm going to go off of, a different approach.
All right, Shells, I'm coming over to you now, so you can give me your 2 cents on that.
Andrew, what I've noticed in the dancehall space is that because controversy sells just as much as sex does, I find that a lot of it is happening. And without thinking, the entertainers they continue to travel that road that actually breeds negativity, because regardless of the fact, as I say, like every kind of what I'm saying you get, like every time somebody talks about you, then that is money in your pocket, that is gain for you, and they continue to build on strife. The same thing with the hip-hop culture. If you notice, dancehall and hip-hop seem to be in bed together when it comes on to violence and violent lyrics and controversy and all of that. You understand? So I think all of this is senseless. I absolutely cannot see where it's coming from.
It's not coming from a genuine place at all.
At all, and part of it, I kind of understand, like, who is better to speak on the negative aspect of the music than somebody that have been there herself. She has been at the top before she left it. So who is better to speak on it than her? If you understand, I think how she said what she said wasn't the way she should have said it. Not to say she should have been more diplomatic, because sometimes you just have to let it out. So she may be coming from a good place. I'm not the one to say. Maybe she could have put it across in a different manner. But sometimes there's not so much lies in a lot of things. But I don't like when people assassinate other person's character. I don't like when people know things about people and you come and you have to say it on social media for everybody to hear. Because guess what happened? I have something on you, and it is just distasteful. And Marianne used certain words. I think she used tacky and another word. Let it go, women, ladies. Like, a time now for to move to a different place. It's always something or another. Always something. And it's not positive. So though it seems like people is striving and they're going places, they're still feeding off of negativity. and it's not good. It's not good. Me not like bad vibes, and that's all they're bringing to the music. So guess what? Everybody's talking about dancehall again. All of these names are on the top of everybody's lips, and know what? Everybody feel good about this, I guess. They must sleep good in them bed and them, all right? I don't know. Maybe me think of it a different way than everybody else, but I think it's distasteful and irrelevant.
I mean, I absolutely get your point, Shells, and thanks for that. I mean, hey, we have so much to talk about, and we're going to touch on that, whether or not, it was effective or it was ineffective. Did it serve its purpose? Because I think it went over, a lot of people's head. I mean, she might have good intentions, but in my opinion, I think that it came off a little bitter. It came off a little aggressive. It came off a little bit judgmental. And as I said, Shells, I don't feel you're absolutely right when you say, who is better to give an advice other than somebody who has actually been out there in the battlefield and understand the war, understand being at the front line. Lady Saw, she admitted to saying she was the slackness queen, but I don't think that she's taking full accountability, because if you were, then you wouldn't be coming out and bashing these females as much as she's doing it now.
Yeah, again, it's the approach. It's how you choose to approach. Like,
So, when I first heard it, I said, "Oh my God, Lady Saw, what are you doing? It sounds as if you're being judgmental because you are now a Christian. You're thinking or speaking like you're holier than thou, and I don't really like that approach." But then later on, we realized that it is bigger than that. We're going to play the video for those of our viewers who haven't really seen it, for those of you who haven't really been surfacing the net to really see it. But let us just bring you up to date as to what's happening currently on social media between, this whole big thing between Spice and Lady Saw and Tanya Stephens. So Tanya Stephens made this post, guys, just I think yesterday or today, that says best way to deal with that demon is to ignore it. And she's talking about Lady Saw. Uno hot. This is the only problem. And when she said uno hot, she's referring to all the females
Spice and
Lady Saw mentioned, and also Jada Kingdom. However, Spice took up this post, and she reposted it. And there's a lengthy post in the caption made by Tanya where she spoke out and mentioned that she got a strong fight from Lady Saw. And so it seems like it's an ongoing thing for Lady Saw in the industry based on what we're seeing. I'm not saying it is definitely 100% like that, because I am not Tanya, I'm not Spice, and I'm not Lady G. But Tanya did mention that Lady G was in the crosshairs as well in the line of fire when it comes to quote unquote holding back or being jealous, off by Lady Saw. So that is one thing. And Tanya, y'all can go on Instagram and check out Tanya's post, or go on bloggers and vloggers on YouTube, and they have an extended version of all of this mix-up. We're not here to mix it. We're here to pretty much fix it. I didn't know that Tanya and Spice seem to have had their, little moment not talking, because Spice apologized to Tanya Stephens in the post, and this is where a lot is being disclosed right now. And what I want to talk about is the unity that is being formed right now between artists, or especially female artists who were once, enemies. Tanya, being the bigger person, she responded to Spice's comment and said, "Hey, you don't have to apologize, really. You know what I mean? And, there's nothing to forgive here. Let us call a spade and move on." So it is good. And guys, I think I want to take it from that angle in terms of, there is some positive coming out of this.
That last post, though, that's so, that's some big woman, something I like that. You see at the end where he say, "She fooled me for a while, to G have nothing but love for me and life." It's like people grow and people okay, we've been through that, female hormones, things happen, feud happen. Just like the guys in dancehall, them have them issue and stuff, but them come around after a while, don't it? And you start to the unity a bill. And I would think that Lady Saw, she out there now, she's now minister, she'd be the one to say, "Okay, let me come and bring some form of unity among these women. Let's do a collaboration. Let's, and as I was saying from before, it's just the effort the approach. Well, how are you approaching this thing? What is it that you want from these ladies? Is it some competition, as well, our other host says? Is it for popularity? Is it for the media? Is it for exposure? Or is it coming from a genuine place that you really check for these ladies? You understand?
Okay, Shells, your reaction to the unity, as it would look as if there is some positivity coming out of this.
Positivity, you call it?
I mean,
Look,
it's better than
all right. For me, this is the problem, and this has always been the thing. So I have a problem with Anjoval. And guess what happened? You have some people who never like Anjoval from morning. I have some people who Anjoval did kind of diss up our sideline, or them didn't have them feelings about him or something. And the minute I come out and say something, everybody else is, yes, man, and they're ready to jump on the bandwagon and bash Anjoval. You know, instead of it being, look here, wanna cut this out now, done it no, this is too much. This has been going on, because this is all dancehall strive off. When they're not talking about sex, they're talking about guns and those kind of things. And those are the things that they sell most of the time, right? So everybody have their own experience, and now they're gonna come out and talk about it. Just like the other day when Leela Ike come out and say what she has said, everybody else had an experience that they were willing to share, because that's how human beings they gravitate towards things that are negative. I bet you are, we have seen nobody to come out and say, all right, here what happened. I understand the need to defend yourself, but leave it alone. No, that's not going to happen. And it is not finished yet. I agree. That, not in a finish. I agree, you know, that she didn't have, ladies, like, I want to understand what possessed her to have something to say about songs that are sung that she birthed, right? All of this are come up from she. Like, you used to have who? Patra? So Patra was before Ladies, all right? Andrew?
Yeah.
So you used to have Patra, but then Ladies knock Patra out of the ball field with the slackness. We saw all of what Lady Saw had to offer. Even if you weren't from that era, you can go and look up the videos and something. I fear picking them here a beer fruit. So she should have come out and bash them. What she should have come and say, here, what happened? I see where you're going. I have been there. Yes, it's gonna make you money. And which is in essence what she was saying. But as she just never say it. It just
the approach.
Yes, it came out aggressive and as if you're Jamaican people that say you're bad minded. It's as if you were bad minded of what they were achieving in this moment instead of trying to take another approach. So yes, the message was a good one, but it never get received because it
wasn't presented properly.
Yes, it wasn't presented properly. So it's like you're feeding me as if you're feeding a dog. So you just throw the food in the bowl and give it to me, and it wasn't a 5-star feeding and food on a plate that you were giving me. And I said she didn't have to bash them to speak to them. That was wrong of Lady Saw, because that when I heard what she had to say, hear me here, Mama Saw, she come right out on the pulpit because it looked like a church today. I don't think that was the place for her to even say what she was saying. But then I said she for call Spice and call Shensi or call whoever she was talking about. But say your message in such a way where people won't feel offended, but they will maybe take a step back and think and take, maybe do some self-reflection and find out if that's the way they want to go. Maybe she could have given an experience that she had back then when she used to do stuff and what happened. Give your experience and see if it might be a teaching moment for them. So Sarah or Marianne wrong in that aspect. And sometimes you just have to be a big responsible spot. Put on your big woman baggy. I can't say that for ITV.
You did mention, so if you stop take off them baggies, so I guess,
put on your big woman panty them, man, and I come out and say, yeah, what? I just wanted to show you love, but it came out as tough love and apologize.
But it's funny you said that, because the first thing I thought about when I saw the post and how she was very angry and the way she approaching, I'm like, did she ever take a time to reach out to these females? did she take time to reach out to their managers? I want to talk to this person, or you know what, let's create something. I know you're doing your songs and whatever, but I have the positive song that we can put out to the world and something. Let's create something for something. I'm like, did she try to reach out personally to these ladies? And that's what I'm saying. Maybe you're right. It's publicity stunt where you want to come public and you want everybody to talk about it, or maybe you're just missing the industry and you want to be seen again. Where is it coming from?
All right, I think we're gonna invite Chopper in now just to give his 2 cents on it, because he made a very interesting post. And let me invite Chopper. Chopper, welcome to the podcast. How are you this evening, sir?
Greetings, my brother. Give thanks for having me. One love to my queens, sisterings.
Blessings.
Pleasure. Nice hearing your points. Yeah, great.
All right, cool. So the reason I invited you is because you made an interesting, you're always for positivity. You're always upholding the music and promoting the music, no matter where you go. And you mentioned something about Maka and Lady Saw. Could you fill us in as to what you were trying to convey in your post on IG?
Yeah, man, definitely. What I was trying to convey, is I realized that the problem is deeper than what we are seeing playing out right now. The musical pie getting smaller and smaller. We see where Afrobeat is up there competing with dancehall, big level. And I think a lot of our artists are trying to find ways of to be relevant, to be seen, So even what Lady Saw was saying, I think it coming from a point where she's trying to come back to the forefront. But I was saying, if elder artists was trying to be more business people, having companies, might be Shensia or Up Spice would be signed to a Lady Saw or a Maca Diamond, I think what we should, try to do as elder artists, and I think the unity have a lot to do with it. We are not united as a people, Why we can see it amongst the entertainment is because of the spotlight. But across every sector, I think we as a people, we have that problem in which individually we can compete, but team players, I don't think we are good team players. And I think if we could find ways to expand the business of the music, where elder artists could be like producers, A&Rs, finding artists, bringing them to the forefront, travel the world with them. So a Lady Saw, Sensia, or Spice, I don't think we would have a problem, like this. If it was like that, where, they wouldn't have to be fighting to really be relevant in this time, yeah?
So you mentioned that it as opposed to doing all of this cast and all of this publicity stunt and and kind of really being Jamaicans, because I don't think that have anything to do with the music per se only. You're saying that they should be investing their energy and time into partnering and to be more business minded.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. Because if we grow, because this is that global thing, Because we are global people, the entire world recognize us for our culture, and then our culture come with a certain, we have our moral and principle, and we have to really go into our history and see our ancestors used to deal with it, Bob Marley's and before Bob Marley's, there is a certain amount of element that the world already accept us for, So if we put that with the business side of it and expand so we can all eat food, I don't think we will have all this controversy right now,
All right, I get it, and I understand, and I definitely understand and agree. What is it that you'd want to say to Lady Saw right now? I mean, it's not about Spice or Shensia or whoever else you call, but Lady Saw seem to be the main focus right now. As an artist, as someone who lives abroad, who is waving the reggae banner, everywhere that you go, what message would you like to send to Lady Saw?
What I would say to Lady Saw is just, just invest your energy in farming bands with the younger artists, and work together, collab, and, and remember that out there on the global platform, we also have guideline. We have a culture and we have a guideline, and she must just play a role and know that there is a deeper pull within her right now, because the dancehall, our music have a great energy, you know. And when they are in the church, it gonna pull you. And I think ladies really wanna get back into the dancehall in the spotlight. I think she really do. And she just unite with the artists and find her way back, and remember the guideline, keep it clean and positive, and go out there representing the world, you know.
All right, Chopper. Thank you so much for stopping by, my brother, as usual.
Always a pleasure, my brother, man. And you know, as you say, oneness, as we say, greatness is in all of us, no matter where we are, and we must come together. And you know, people are expecting us to bring something globally, and we have it within us, and it's time for us to represent. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, brother. Give thanks.
Thank you, my brother. Oneness. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, cool. So, guys, just a quick recap right now. We just spoke with Chapa Jan, and he's an artist living in the United States, and you know, he's been pushing the positive vibration side of music. And of course, he made an interesting post on Instagram, and we just kind of, you know, invite him to just kind of clarify it. And he's saying that Maka and, you know, Lady Saw veterans need to kind of build studios and start signing artists and make a business out of it, as opposed to trying to fight for a slice or a piece of the crumb or whatever, just to make sure that they keep the business alive in terms of, you know, reggae and dancehall music. So right now, guys, I'm going to go to this clip right now, and I'm going to play it, and then we come back and we dissect it. I'm just playing this because, you know, for our viewers who haven't really heard what actually kickstarted all of this.
You didn't need anything else. What's wrong with you? Yes, you didn't look good. You don't look good again. You messed up yourself. You follow fashion. I don't care if you like me or not. The devil is a liar, and the devil is lying to you. When things start pop down and every branches are drop off and you can't catch up, what you gonna do? You have your children to live for, to see your grandchildren. Come on! When your children go to school, people laugh and talk about you. Come on now! The only way you should be seen in that manner is if a man video you unknowingly and put it out.
On the outside,
and may God mess them up. Yeah, them type of man there. Things that you should have in your bedroom. You gone out, but
mute. Yeah, we need to mute my mic.
ladies are bring bed down at Sunfest. You gonna bring bed now? It played out. Get it in your head. Somebody need to tell you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
In this.
Oh God of glory. Sexy, I love you. See, you're so beautiful. You're so innocent.
Well, try it, and if it don't work, then we just
We
think
can
about
take
it.
that
All right, cool.
to get you to where you are now, because you're still nowhere. You're still nowhere, darling. Nowhere. You have talent, but you don't have good writers. The writers aren't writing the songs that you need to. Yeah? Because I believe people don't, you can be, I'm not forcing you to be a Christian, yeah? I would love for you. But people can sing songs. Look at Bob Marley. You see how long? I pray that I had sing some songs like those. Eh?
But you can
It's
still
like
sing those
those
songs.
songs last. People not giving you right songs.
You can still sing those songs.
Melodies and your hooks. And spice is stuck in the wall. You can't, you need flavor. All right. Yeah? Nah. People need to tell you the truth. Yeah? That don't do anything. That is why you have to be stripping. That is why you have to be out there with your whole body out like that. If true talent don't need that. True talent don't need that. Look back at Lauryn Hill. Yes? Look back at Lauryn Hill. Yeah? Even a young girl, her. Look. I didn't do it right. I saw the men degrading women, and I decided to come through and say, and yeah, I didn't have to tell anybody if my body pretty. Yeah? I don't have to go out and say that. Repent. Submit yourself to God. Here, submit. Go to Him like I did. Yeah. Let me tell you this. What I see you competing for, there's no glory there. When you're in Christendom, you don't have to compete. When you come to God, God will give you what you need to get attention. You love attention? God will give you what you need to get people's attention. You don't have to take off your baggy. You don't have to do nothing of that, sir. Yeah? And you still can wear shorts. Yeah, just enough of short. Still can wear. Amen? I love you, and if you take it any other way, that is the truth. I tell you the truth. Jada Kingdom, I see you. You're weak. You're weak.
Oh my God.
You weak little girl. Sensei, are you pretty but you weak? Spice you played out. All ladies are thing done with. Tell them the truth! And I don't care if it hurt. I don't care what you do to me. Yeah, I don't keep my mouth about myself, you know. There's only one thing that I don't tell you yet. I was married. And one day you'll hear about it. It just didn't work out. Yeah, spirit never meshed. But one day, yeah, on a bigger platform. Because when I'm going to talk about it, it will have nothing to do with, like I'm trying to, to gain something. It will be to open eyes, of women. Yeah? Women who don't know their worth. Yes? It will be that. Yeah? And some people can't take it a different way. But it doesn't matter. Yeah? Bless God.
All right, so there you go. I don't know where to start, but that's pretty
Andrew,
much.
I'm so glad you shared that video to the viewers. I'm glad you shared that video to me, because honestly, I've been seeing clips. And me still not saying nothing. I don't know if you can find anything else. I still don't see anything that's connecting. I don't see anything that's making sense. Because, for example, she's saying that you'll find a way. God will show you the way when you give yourself to God. You'll find ways as to how to. You presented yourself to God. Which part the way there? What are you doing? What examples are you setting? You know what I mean? Talk. Me done. Because that video don't get me very emotional. I'm like, what?
It's the assassination of the characters. That's the problem.
Oh my
That's what I said when I
God.
first,
It's
saw
the
the video.
assassination of the characters.
All right, I saw a post, and they pretty much just kind of, gave an overview as to what happened in the video. And the first thing that came to mind is, why is Lady Saw even threatening people about going to hell when she's the mecca of slackness? All right, what people say about boy Andrew, then that no fear, because if you redeem yourself and if you change your life, then you can't go out and speak to people. No. That's not
I
what
don't
I'm
see a
saying.
changed life right there. I don't see that.
Exactly. The point is, you sounded harsh, you sound bitter, you sound jealous, and that's where people
Judgmental.
with it. Exactly, Shells. And that's what people are having a problem with. People are not saying that it's
Why would Minister Hall say these words? Look at your body don't look good. Like,
exactly. So so subliminally, she is trying to sell this whole idea of saying, I'm trying to save souls for Christ. And then in another part of the video where she's telling Shensia that she looks good and she wants her to come into the church, but she's not forcing her. As you say, Aisha, is like she's flipping and flopping. She really don't know, where to go with all of this. And I just see it as, she being too judgmental.
Typical Christian behavior. And, and I'm going to say...
Be careful, be careful.
No, well, like ladies, I may not care when we don't talk. Here's why. I always listen to pastors. And I want to say they should get you to come into the church. But then when they listen to pastor preach, it's all like a cuss pastor cuss you. It was so like you feel so bad when pastor don't cause you say Lord. But I said no. I always have this feeling about pastors when they preach. It don't feel like they're inviting you into the church. You feel like they're tearing you down. You know, it feel like that they're cussing you and
So
making
what I'm
you
gonna
feel bad as if they want to bully you into coming into the church and not a word I want to use now when a man woo a woman.
Shells.
When a man is dating a woman and trying help me now, man, when a man is dating a woman and want to impress her to you know, so that he can finally get to be with her.
Manipulate.
No,
Court. No,
Court.
they're not courting you into the church. They are trying to bully you and manipulating you into coming into the church. It's like pastor cuss you out.
Yes.
You know? And
Right.
you know, that's the same approach Lady Saw took. That instead of trying to send a message in such a way that it would be received in a good way, the bashing, the manipulation, the character assassination, wanted me to feel bad about myself. So you think
look here now.
No?
For example, say Shensia was in a vulnerable place and she weak, and she definitely will take the word. And she had watched that video and said, let me see what Lady Saw really have to say. Probably a true, you know. What example did you just say? What form of inspiration did you present? How did you present yourself for a person, a viewer where watch, me I watch, Chensia I watch, and I say, this is good. You know, see, true. She look like things are happening for her. I should really take her lead. Like, you know, she has such a good example. Me not see that. So even if someone is saying,
Lady Saw look confused nowadays. She behaving confused.
It's funny how you brought that up, because Jada Kingdom come out publicly and says that she suffers from depression and she battles with mental illness. So for you to be telling Jada that she's weak, that's almost like rubbing it in her face, saying that, yo, you know what, you got mental issues and and we don't really care about you coming out and speaking about it. I'm gonna bash you still because God gave me the word, and that's pretty much what it is.
It's not a good look.
I just feel like, she's suffering from something. All right, let's this is why Shell's kind of on point with this whole understanding that Lady Saw is suffering from something and Lady Saw is having withdrawal.
Andrew, maybe having
she certainly
internet issues. We didn't hear some of what you said, Andrew, that you froze. Lady Saw has been acting really confused from the other day. Like she doesn't seem to be stable. This moment she's saying something and doing something, and the next moment she is doing the total opposite. Just like the music that she put out the other day. She took some photographs that would be considered risky for us. Because you know, when you're Jamaican and you're Christian.
And you're Christian, we have a certain standard. Yes,
we are not Americanized Christians in those ways where you wear pants, go to church. When you see
are you really doing it from a good place, or you really need to get attention?
Exactly. So that's what. So you put those pictures out, and then the next day you have a whole album that came out. Right? You build some controversy. It's like you're doing the same thing with the
same thing.
Everybody that is doing, but only.
Well, look here, Michelle. Look here. I was even saying to Val off air that, okay, you're Minister Hall now. You have this platform. What are you doing with that platform? What about the podcast? What about you setting the example, inviting these artists to talk to them? You having a show. This even just come to my mind. Have a show. Like, say, for example, we have the little Christian show, then we're going to Jamaica, so you have dancehall artists still come on and they're a different version of themselves. Do something. You have the power, you have the ability to do. Right now, she had loose character. She
I
had
have to
defame
agree with
herself
you.
big
I have to
time.
agree with you.
She had killed
100%.
Minister Marian Hall and she had killed Lady Saw. And I don't know what to
Right. So she's killing. It's true. She killing both
Sad.
herself in with shutting herself in the foot. Andrew, please put up
So
Affinity, Epiphany T.
Yeah,
So she said Epiphany, yes. Unfortunately,
yeah.
her behavior was very Christian-like because that's how they
Mhm.
act, self-righteous Christians. Like, yes, God,
Yeah.
like no, it's true. So you said something that is very profound. Now
That video
she
is
has
mad.
the ability. She
Mhm.
has the know-how. No, she has a platform to present herself in such a way since she want to win souls from the dancer. No,
Yeah.
she has
Yeah.
she has the way. She that foreign now. She has more than
Oh, she there foreign?
well, yes, that's where she live.
You
Yes,
never know.
she have more than what she needs to bring
Mhm.
across whatever message. Me I look for the
Yes.
podcast them for true.
Exactly,
For
exactly.
clips of
And
the
simple
sermons
Instagram. You're on
that she preaches on
Instagram. What are
social
you
media.
doing? Yeah.
That's we are looking for information from you, not proof, just information to win some of us
Yeah.
over that this Marian All is
Mhm,
no
mhm.
longer Lady Saw, and this is what I'm doing. Cause Lady Saw, me not tell a lie, the album that we are dropping have nothing to it.
But Shells, look at this. Look on Papa San. Say, for example, say when Papa San turned over to Christianity, was he ever like that where he's trying to bash other artists and stuff? Him still do
No,
him show,
not that
him
I
still
know
do him
of.
song
Neither
them.
Lieutenant
I think he
Stitchy.
still, I think he still does
Well,
collaboration
it's
with
kind of
dancehall
it's kind of unfair to say that because at that time we didn't have Instagram and Facebook and
You're right.
users as much as we don't know.
As we were discussing earlier, she has Instagram and Facebook and those things. What
She
are you
has the
doing with those
platform now, right?
platforms as a minister?
But
Make
the
Chensia
current
say, you know what, I'm out with Spice and Jada today. Me I go check out Minister Alan and I go read
hold on.
something.
Spice said it in her live. Spice went on live and she had 30 odd thousand people watching. I even went over there and watch it because
you're Val from
you know,
VAL'S Live.
yeah, I have to go there to see what I go on because I'm going to this particular topic. And she said it. She asked a few questions, and I think those are very important questions. How many souls have you won? How many gospel songs have you sang and people can remember it?
Right.
How many people have you brought in the church? No, it wasn't public. I don't know if people went into the church because of her, so I can't answer that. But to be very frank, I can't remember any of Lady Saw's gospel songs other than the one that she dropped on Semi Swa, right? Other than that, I can't really put my finger on any particular song to say, okay, all right, cool. These are the songs that she did. So it comes back down to Saw, under the guise of trying to be a holy woman and a woman of God, is secretly dying inside because I think it's a premature transition that she made in becoming a Christian. Who to tell? There could be a legal matter why she transitioned and then speaking about, hey, I'm going to become Minister Hall. Because clearly, I'm not going to say a Christian is supposed to be acting this way, but traditionally, as Epiphany T says, that's more Christian-like for some Christians, but is it God-like? No.
Is it character-like as a older person, as a mature person, in the industry where these people grow up listening to? Is that something for you to be doing?
It is Lady Saw. This is where a lot of people start losing credibility with Lady Saw now, because immediately after that, she came out when the public started bashing her. She came out and she made.
So what I'm gonna tell you right now gonna shock you. I know everybody trolling and everybody talking a lot of stuff and they're coming up against me because I was talking to my sisters about being saved and sanctify and stop take off them baggy and them something there and stop do this and show that and all of you coming at me. Guess what? I'm gonna shock you. I'm about to do a song with Sensei. Why? Because I love her. I love her and I believe that me doing a song with her to redirect her. Oh, now, and you gonna be surprised. It's not even a gospel song. We're talking about it. Sincere. Trust me, I genuinely love you. I don't know why I love you. I just love you because you just seem so innocent, so pure. And I want you to keep it that way. So now your mind gonna be blown, right? Oh, no. Look at me now. Girl, I bust 2 bump right here. I'm so happy because I had a conversation with Troy McLean, and that's my brother. And I was telling him how somehow there's something about Sincere, if I pronounce her name right, that I need to, you know what I mean? This young girl, she's talented, but I don't think she have the right writer yet. So I'm about to do a song with you, saying, you don't even know about it, girl. And we're going to do a video. And this video, I know gospel song, you know, so don't worry and think I'm coming to baptize her.
Am I to think that she's, you know, usually they say when you want someone to consent to a proposal or, you know, take up the offer, you come publicly.
Do it publicly.
Yeah. Is it a stunt? Yo, Lady Saw, no. You see why you're going to lose all credibility now, Lady Saw? Because didn't she just say, and maybe I'm misconstruing what she's saying, Shensia doesn't know about it?
And why, if we have arrangement to do a song with Shensia, why would we, knowing how professional these people are, you don't hear about the song until you really hear about the song, or some post with them in studio, why are you talking about it prematurely? Like, not me yet. Like, why are you talking about it? Probably Shensia didn't even approve of that.
That's not what I got from it. Play it again, and I know that we get from it.
Where
I
was it from it,
I think she was referring to us that we don't know about it. I didn't get the impression she was talking
But
about
even
it.
if, why did she come out like this is just for public?
Hold on, Shells. Clearly, we wouldn't know about it. You know where I come from? Because this was the day after the whole Hullabaloo. So obviously, we wouldn't know about it. So, all right, you want us to play it again? All right, Shells one will play it again, and I must play it again.
Sure, the viewers will
So what
appreciate
I'm
it.
going to tell you right now going to shock you. I know everybody trolling and everybody talking a lot of stuff, and they're coming up against me because I was talking to my sisters about being saved and sanctified and stop take off them baggy and them something there and stop do this and show that and it, and all of you coming at me. Guess what? I'm going to shock you. I'm about to do a song with Sincere. Why? Because I love her. I love her, and I believe that me doing a song with her to redirect her. Oh, now, you know, and you gonna be surprised. It's not even a gospel song. We're talking about it. Sincere. Trust me, I genuinely love you. I don't know why I love you. I just love you because you just seem so innocent, so pure. And I want you to keep it that way. So now your mind gonna be blown, right? Oh, no. Look at me now. Girl, I bust 2 bump right here. I'm so happy because I had a conversation with Troy McLean, and that's my brother. And I was telling him how somehow there's something about Sincere, if I pronounce her name right, that I need to, you know what I mean? This young girl, she's talented, but I don't think she have the right writer yet. So I'm about to do a song with you, saying, you don't even know about it, girl. And we're going to do a video. And this video, I know gospel song, you know. So
all right, stop you right there. So, Shells, you have to say about this girl. Hey. So, context. Is the man come from?
Oh, context.
No, context. In terms of
context. That just,
right.
Girl,
so,
you don't know about this, girl.
Well, unless
What's your context?
I mean, all right. This is what I get from it. That Shensia doesn't know about the song based on what I get from it. And Lady Saw is just running off her mouth again. And she realized that the world is coming down on her because of her approach. And another damage control video made by Lady Saw because she did another damage control
Damage
post
control.
and it damaged her even more. We are going to get to that post later on. But Shells,
Oh.
we played for you a second
Val,
time.
wait, Val. There's something on my mind. There's
Hold
something on my mind.
hold on.
Let me
Keep
say
it,
it first, like that. No, me have to say no. You ready?
All right.
Open your mouth. Skin on me. Okay, we're done.
Shells, did you get the message from it listening to it the second time?
No,
Come on,
I
Michelle.
get the impression that now I get the impression that maybe all of us are just been given a task to just spread the good news.
Ooh, Epiphany.
Maybe Lady and Spice and Shensia, Maca Diamond, who for else name she called Tanya Steve. Well, Tanya different kind of one place.
Different.
Maybe even Tanya is fooled. And they're all trying to get clout out of this. For whatever it is, it's gonna benefit them because everybody is in
It's
this
working
thing
for
the
them.
life and
I can at
everything.
least say that.
So, you know, this would be
That's-
okay if she didn't go into challenging all of them to see who would have a bigger crowd. She went about it all wrong. Andrew, honestly, me tired of the whole of them. I won't lie.
All right.
But
I
hey,
feel like
when they do what they do, we get something to talk about.
I feel like
Mhm.
I don't feel like Lady Saw can make a comeback, and that's just my opinion.
She
I don't
can.
Lady Saw,
She can.
Yeah.
Lady Saw can always make a comeback.
You
You're
think
talking
so?
about Marion now.
Well, Marian obviously not making an impact because she has done a lot of songs. She has done even a gospel album, and it's still, as you said, Shells,
What's the name
in
of
a
it?
Jamaican terms, in a cut not dash. So all right. The thing is, to me, for what Lady Saw is doing now, I feel like the music change. It's like Beanie Man and Bounty, they haven't had a hit in a very, very, very long time due to the pace of the music, the sound of the music, sonically, the music has changed.
Mhm.
The dimension of the music has changed, and it's going to be hard, I think, for Lady Saw to come back. Yes, she has a legacy that she has left, and she has stamped and approved that she's one of dancehall's greatest. In fact, I think one of the best dancehall artists, female artists, to ever do it. But I personally don't feel like she can fit in the current climate. I don't think she can
But
fit in.
Val, we shouldn't be even expecting a comeback from Lady Saw. She do what she do, we respect what she do, and if she come with something else, she gonna come and we're gonna respect that and say, Lady Saw, man, we're gonna support it. We're not supposed to be expecting a comeback. You know what I mean? Pass
Come
on
back
the
in the
button, then
sense
do
that
them.
she left. Come back in the sense that she left. Because she
But I
did
mean,
leave.
like for hit, yeah, but we not even put that pressure upon her. She just need to hold her dignity, and if she gonna come back and she gonna do hits or she gonna do music, just do it. And we're gonna say, yeah, man. Just like if say like one of them veteran artists, like a Berries. You know what I mean? Like Berries do a song with them and say, yeah, man, at the general that him do a song and we know a Berries that and we love it and whatever. We're not gonna say, oh, we expect Berries to do a comeback. You know what I mean? Them do them time. She do her time and she need to just let it go and move on.
Do her time where in terms of
In the
gospel,
industry, not gospel. If she want to come with gospel, who gives a damn about whatever she wants to do in
All
the
right.
gospel?
The thing is, she didn't want to leave dancehall, and as I said, it could be something bigger than what we're seeing. Why she had to leave, and the reason I'm saying that is because of a post like this, and I am definitely going to bring it full screen so y'all can see. So this is her final response to everything. And guys, this is very disturbing. When she tell the people to come kiss out our Bible. Shells, to me, this, I'm not surprised. But anybody who still thinks that Saw was trying to minister to these female artists need to go buy a couple unicorn from the brother they were on YouTube. Because it is obvious now that Lady Saw is having a problem with Spice. She's having a problem with Maca Diamond. She's having a problem with Tanya Stevens. And she's having a problem with the fans of dance hall music because she can't deal with it. She even said, she said, God will give you a way to show up and to get the attention. You know, have to strip off your clothes. So here we are now, where I feel like say Karma a beat her bad because, as I said, she's losing all credibility.
Exactly.
She's losing all the credibility right now.
No, she's going to be the controversial minister.
Read a comment for me. I agree. Saw style of
I agree.
DJ wouldn't go well with the DJ crowd.
Dancehall crowd.
Oh, sorry, dancehall crowd. I think she just needs to relax and leave it alone. Done with dancehall. You see,
Can we talk about how beautiful that picture is just now?
No, I think it's tacky.
Right?
I think it's cloud. I think it's she just had doing something
picture?
to get some attention.
Can we
It
talk
could be a
about how
nice
beautiful
picture,
that
but
picture is?
I don't see
I'm
a
not
beautiful
reading the
picture.
caption. I'm just looking at the picture.
I don't see a beautiful picture. I'm sorry. The picture
I
nice
love
and
the
whatever
picture.
one wants to, but I'm seeing maybe I should be
I'm
just
talking
disgusted
about
by the
I'm
behavior.
talking about the image itself. That's a beautiful picture. Where to go, ladies?
Too much going on
It
it.
is.
Oh, where to go,
It is.
Marion?
It is.
You know,
Marion
all right, I'm gonna say, let us
A
go
different
back
picture
in
could
the
I
past a little bit, right? When she actually decided that she was gonna go into Christianity. Was when I think it was Jacob died, Andrew?
Well, the comment is there. Yep. The comment.
Right. See, when Jacob died, that was the moment she was at the funeral the day, and she decided that this is it because life is short. So
She wanted to do
don't
it
think
long
she
ago. I think
processed
she did it before.
No, but regardless, the fact is she didn't process it in terms of say, all right, slowly ease her way out of it. She just decided, because we can tell you, she gave away all her body ride at them, all of them something there. She gave away all her clothing that would represent the dancehall space, and she just cut herself off. Sometimes that's not the best approach.
Impulse. She acted on impulse.
That's why I said that. You're right. It was
She
She didn't wean herself from the dancehall space. So I'm not saying you don't hear the persons who are no Christians who used to like secular music. You don't hear them coming and bashing. They may give their talks. You hear people say what certain things are not acceptable in the church space, but you hear the same Christian people come and use the dancehall and reggae music them and turn them in a Christian song.
Exactly.
And they don't care what you want to say. They're saying that they're actually doing what they're doing because they're trying to win souls. So maybe
so many alternatives, so many paths that she could have taken.
I think she's having some struggles.
Withdrawal syndrome.
Withdrawal syndrome.
It's too late to withdrawal. It's been over 5 years.
Hey, you still
What
could
do you mean? And no, she said the dancehall artists them a flourish, the female them a flourish. I know it's
she's struggling. She's struggling, but she was flourished in. It's not like she ever had a dull moment in dancehall in the latter part of her career. Maybe she struggled initially, but she was the queen.
No,
of
the
dancehall.
struggle now that she let it go and she realized, okay, what am I doing myself? How can I be or do or still be relevant? That's what she's struggling with.
Well, whatever she's struggling, but it shows. It shows that something is going on with you, sir. And if you ever hear a message, just calm down and step back from it and do some introspection and see how much you can come approach us or approach who you want to approach from a different direction. And you do owe some of these ladies an apology. I don't care if it was done just to get some clout or to get some attention or whatever. It's distasteful, and she owed them an apology. And I can't tell people how to feel or when to get over things, but all Tanya Stevens, everybody, you realize that all of them people, Macadam and all of them are carrying some heavy things with them coming all the way from the 90s. They're still with it and not letting it go. It says a lot. It says a lot. And Lady Anne spoke about it.
Very toxic.
Remember, Lady Anne had a lot to say when Sister Charmaine died. A lot of things came out in the dancehall space. Macadam had a lot of things to say about, and she was afraid to call names and all them something. They need to have a conversation. The ladies of dancehall need to have a conversation.
This like a platform like this, something like that, where people and the ladies in dancehall, ladies could have or something like that, or influence something like that. You know what I mean? There's so many things that she could be doing. she can have one nice little podcast or one show or some platform where the ladies can come to sit and discuss things with her, and
according to what we're hearing in the space, is that Lady Saw is not that, based on what we're hearing, and I keep saying that, Lady Saw is not that type of person to even, want to give the shine to any other artist, because, some form of insecurity was there, some form of jealousy, some form of fear. So, I would, of course, Johan, I'd love to invite Lady Saw on, but I don't think that you would have to reach out to her, Johan.
Yes.
Hype TV would have to directly hit her up. But anyhow, guys, I want to run over to this clip, and I think this clip is what really started the whole mess. And here we go.
And you.
Boy, I went for you to come like a car, me have to drive me out.
Well, I mean, it's out there.
It's out there. Everybody I talk about it. As everybody know, Lady Saw did an interview and she took off her shoes. And she said, see my shoes. Spice can't walk in on my shoes, and yeah. She know I'm a league and this and that, and she take off the shoes, and me and her was friends. Me and her never have nothing. So as a friend, of course, I felt offended because I was like shocked when I see the interview. I'm like, why would my friend belittle me, try to belittle me like that? Me know in our league, me can't walk in our shoes, this and that. So I was shocked. I was like, where's all of this coming from? My Twitter start blow up and everybody I say, Lady Saw diss me and whatever. I say she start tweet. So I tweet back and I said, what is this? So she said she will call me. The next day she called me and she's like, Mama, Anthony spliced up the interview.
All right. That's what started the whole thing. Over an interview that they want to throw Anthony under the bus. Based on what's happening right now, I don't think Anthony spliced any interview to even create a rift between, because it sounds as if, ladies, I would want to blame Anthony Miller for doing that. But obviously, it is bigger than Anthony Miller even splicing that, because how that you even mention that in the interview to even have somebody try, all right, say we're going to put the pieces together to tell a story. What was asked, and why would you respond to say that Spice can't walk in your shoes? Did Anthony Miller put a voice over and splice it and edit it so well that it come off as if you're speaking against your friend?
Why
Can
you
we
do it,
find
Anthony?
Can we find that interview?
What the Lady Saw interview?
Yes.
I wish I could.
If I remember correctly, I think it was about 2020 or sometime before.
No,
that.
it was no.
No.
I'm talking
About the interview. Hold on, I'm not talking about the interview. I'm talking about back when the beef, that same clip that you played, and the fact that Lady Saw said what she said came out of some hearsay, if I remember correctly. Things were being said and floated around, and people were being hyped up. So Spice was being hyped up to be placed in Lady Saw's shoes. So they wanted them to compete when they were friends. And people say, somebody tell them something about them, but I call them friend and ask them friend if you say it.
But she
in front of the person who said it.
She did say she reached out though.
No. I'm telling you, I'm saying from what I remember, it's been a while, was that Lady Saw heard stuff. So during the interview, when questions were asked or whatever, she said what she said because she had thrown a water. Understand me? Here say something I mean, but I call you and ask you
if you say so.
If you exactly, and if you know your friend, you should know whether or not your friend is whatever. But hearsay cause all of that from where me get to understand. And up to now, it's obvious that nobody spoke the truth. Nobody asked the friend. Since we were friends, let's have a talk.
Yeah.
Yes, we said things in public, but we can make up in private. Just like how Spice invite Lisa Hyper on our show the other day, and they are now close again because their bodies together.
I get it.
You understand? They found a common ground to have a conversation. So neither Spice nor Lady Saw opened the door to have a conversation. And that's the same thing with Tanya. Tanya still a car belly for Lady Saw for things that happen from long time. And Maca Diamond still a car belly for Lady Saw for things that happen from long time. And that's how they keep going at it. If Beanie Man and Bounty Killer can put on where them did have.
Me love.
If being the man and Bounty
Exactly.
Killer can put all, and I don't wrong Shabba for run well left it. Boy, me tell you, like the space needs to clean up, man. Them need to
Shell
call
Stark,
RT boss. Him need to blood out the place.
That's the space. That's the space. All right.
Yeah,
So
the space bad man.
we spent an hour on it, and well, an hour and 4 minutes on it, and not bad. Thank you, guys. So we can come to the conclusion that Lady Saw sounded a little jealous. She sounded harsh. She sounded judgmental.
The
And a
approach
lot
is
of people are saying
wrong.
that it's not coming from a place of love. It's not coming from a place of God. The street is talking. And what they're saying is she might be secretly jealous of Spice's success, Shensia's success, and even Jada's success. Maybe she still wanted to be the dance hall queen and reign until her death. But that's not possible when you have the music evolving, where
Evolving.
more female artists are getting involved and they're succeeding, even more so than men. Shensia, top in the stream, top in sales with a controversial song, Lick, that a lot of people are bashing, including myself, saying that the song itself wasn't a hit for me, but I think I have to eat my words because it get caught slipping a lot of times. But that's what it is. That's what you do with music when it's sketchy. We're going to move on. Lady Saw, I wish you all the best. Spice, I wish you all the best. And I'm looking forward to that song between Lady Saw and Shensia. And I hope that Spice and Lady Saw can bury the hatchet one day. And they'll become buddies again, but genuine buddies this time. Let's segue into our next discussion. Artists not taking accountability. And I am not saying that Popcorn isn't, but I'm going to read this post by Popcorn, and then we're going to dissect it. I know he's from your parish, Aisha, so don't think we're beating Popcorn. We're just highlighting.
We're not gonna do that over here. Not at all.
Right. So we're just highlighting certain things. Popcorn says that I'd love to know what causing these war and senseless killing. Of course, he knows what's causing it. It no look good. It's sad and frustrating. Man, them killing kids for what reason? Killing so much woman for what reason? Killing 60-year-old woman straight up every. This man them have to fix things. Now, we know what's causing all of this. We know what's causing all of this, right? So, Popcorn, Mr. Lex and Ramesh Major, and the latest music insiders voicing their disgust at the bloodletting across Jamaica. And of course, we all see it. So, Ramesh joined it, Mr. Lex. Speedy recovery to you because he was in the hospital, or he's probably still in the hospital, where one of his lungs collapsed. I think 10 minutes in his performance, but we're going to talk about that on Wednesday. Bounty Killer recently did an interview with Kashima Francis, and I think she asked him a question about a song that he did recently with Jashi. I've listened to the song, and the song is murder music. The song is a murder song. Lyrics in there is very, very, very much celebrating and highlighting killing a boy. Jamaican musicians usually do music to say, okay, we're against the enemy, and if the enemy wants to attack us, we're going to protect ourselves. But we can't be two-sided. We can't be hypocritical about it. And I don't think Bounty Killer is taking accountability to say that I have contributed musically to the acidic culture, to the culture of violence, because of the type of music that he does. Somebody said, but what about Bounty Killer when he did Book? That's just one song. How many book songs did he produce? How many songs to tell the boys to put down the gun and go to school and teenage pregnancy and all? How many songs compare to the amount of murder songs that Bounty Killer did? And I think that's where people are saying that he's not holding himself accountable. In the interview, he was very much defensive. Oh, people need to stop watch what me sing and watch what me bring. I buy a wheelchair and pay a doctor bill. Kudos, Bounty. And I mean it in the most genuine way. Thank you for doing that. And I applaud you. Hold on. When he's gonna ask, so what about those who are complaining? What have they done? Guess what? They didn't do. They didn't glorify badness. They didn't produce content which upholds slackness, though. At least they didn't do that. They didn't add to the brain drain of society. And I'm not saying Bounty Killer added to it. I'm just answering when he's becoming defensive, because the Joshy song, if you listen to it, in this day and age when Bounty come and Bounty trying to make a shift, it's like taking one step forward and 10 steps back. When will we hold ourselves accountable? Music videos, when artists come to me singing about violence and I direct a music video back in the past where a man blow out a man's head, I have contributed to it as well. Hype TV, we have when we play these violent videos and violent songs. We have, because it was a space. So we hold ourselves accountable to for poisoning the minds of youths. But we're not going to say, how much youth we boss, how much artists we boss, so what? No, we're going to take accountability and just focus on that. I had a problem with that part of the interview in terms of Bounty's response. Guys, you can go ahead.
First of all, let me tell you, your Bounty Killer voice is top notch. Yeah. Okay. Hello. Yes. Calm down. I'll agree with you. It's bias from Bounty to Popcorn to everyone is bias. I think from Ramesh to Popcorn, Bounty, all of them will have something to say right now. Fine. Then do the gun song. And first of all, Bounty Killer do more than one positive song. It's not just book. Okay? Galore.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
How many positive songs compared to the negative songs?
There's no balance. I shall agree. But it's just that, okay, fine. Let's take a stance. No. We have the influence. No. Let's do it. No. Fine. Whatever happened in the past, whatever song we produce, whatever music video you produce with boop or whatever, let's do something. No. Them have the influence. Ramesh have the influence. Artists, them have the influence. Let's do something. There was like one time in dancehall music, when the Chronics them did have come out and we have some other dancehall artists start to some positive, and there was this nice little balance. Some artists that do gun song and stuff, but there are also some positive things that them Romy and Virgo and them Christopher Martin was coming up with something, and there was a balance. But no, as you say, and then this younger generation coming up, it's definitely not book, but book. And we need to have a balance. There is, you guys, the artists, them, anyone that listen to this right now, if you have the influence, we need to send some positive message out there, especially to the youths, them. Because you're right, that's all I'm here about. That's all I know about drinking. I went back to my community in Jamaica the other day, and I didn't drive. I decided to go for a walk. I just want to walk through my community. And me walk up to some youths, and it was like 10 a.m. and they're all drinking rum and Pepsi. And me have to take the liquor and dash up. I said, no, man, we're not do this anymore. And a lot of parents say, yes, Aisha, come back into the place, come talk to the youths, and because this and that are going, it's no longer my community. You could have sleep with a window and where no, it's no longer safe. And I'm sure it's the same for a lot of other communities. Because the youth, the younger generation, even me and you, Andrew, we're not the things that we used to, there was a balance. There's no balance anymore. The younger generation, the younger artists, them is just pure gun song.
I agree.
It's not working. Them have the influence. We need to do something. And we don't care about what you used to do in the past. Let's do something now.
Somebody plant the seed. And that's where I'm saying, take accountability for planting the seed. Shells, your reaction.
I have to agree with you, Andrew. And sometimes in order to move forward, you have to have closure. So you have to take a step back and, do some retrospection in this case, and realize that the seed was planted. So back then, we used to think that, it's just music, it's lyrics. And dare you say anything about the music having anything to do with crime? Everybody would jump all over you like when ants find sugar. And the bites that you would get would leave you very much in a lot of pain. Because they were profound in their statements to say, no, it's just lyrics. It's just entertainment. But when you go and you look at the lyrics in the music and you see the actions being played out in the streets, it's the very same thing. Going back to dancehall and hip-hop, the relationship that they have together when it comes on to violence. Broadcasting Commission took a stance that they didn't want such music being played on the airwaves. And these jockeys started to bleep out certain things. And they said, we don't want the bleep either. They found a way around it. And those songs are played on air, very much so. And then because we live in the age of social media and technology, these songs are still played in the streets. I remember one time they said they had to take the music out of the buses, the public transportation. And them said, no way. Especially in Kingston, those who fly the routes going downtown and Spanish Town and all over. If you don't have the music in there, nobody not going to drive with you. And so they take the music out of the buses, so then put them back. So we are a nation of unruly people who finds nothing wrong with things that are bad. We find nothing with things that are wrong. So there's no wrong in the wrong because wrongs are no right, and we find nothing wrong with it. If a producer said, no, them lyrics that not come out of my studio, it have to stop. Or you going to want to catch up and look at something for your computer and you run that a road. You understand? If the bounty killer come out and say, I won't lie, my music used to be violent because I come from a violent background and I know it played a part.
Accountability.
But yes, take responsibility and accountability and say, but guess what? We don't want that anymore. Because if you hear the lyrics them and the song and you watch the news and you see the video them on social media and you look, it's the same thing what the youth them are DJ about. The criminal them are act out. We see it in the dancehall space now, Andrew, where gunman now hide again. They are the ones singing the music and DJing the music. They are the influencers of this era that we are in. The same gunman, them are artists.
All right. This is to show you how serious this is. And I don't want anybody watching this or listening this and thinking that we're beating up on Bounty Killer. But what we're trying to say is we're not going to play the hypocrite. And I am not afraid to say it. People might hate me, people might blacklist me, but at the end of the day, okay, fine. I still didn't sit here and play the hypocrite. I have contributed to it. The thing that disturbed me is in the comment section. When a lot of people saying, oh, I applaud you for saying that. Oh, I applaud you. Tell them that, Bounty. Tell them this, tell them that. And only a few saying, but Bounty Killer, the fact of the matter is that you buying 20 wheelchairs or even more, he didn't put a figure, but let's say 20 wheelchairs and paying how much hospital bills for people, you know the effect of your music, how many persons were affected by your music in terms of people listening to your music, and then people always come about, oh, music not have no influence. If music never have no influence, it wouldn't be used in a meditation.
That's what music is, influence.
Does have
music is influence.
So when people are come and try to justify that, it's not Bounty Killer alone, but the reason why I'm highlighting Bounty is because of what, you know, pretty much he said in that interview. Now, he reposted this. This is not Bounty's words. So let me clarify that. It's not Bounty's words. And this is where, again, we say I think some of us, we have it twisted. And this is the sick part about it. This is the serious part about it. Oh, no, have strength when police kill gunman. True. All know, me no hear no roadblock for the 9-year-old. And that was the Issa's issue. When since we murder kids and women, take note, that part there now. When since we are murder kids and women, this I get out of hand. But uno, a wait on. Somebody have to dead for uno first. When since Jamaica, bad man, okay with them type of killing ya. Don't never say it, you know. The person that said it or posted it was JR Bloodline. And Bounty's response to that was harsh and hard. Reality seemed like Jamaica are not a real place anymore. The younger generation are being misguided and misled with no one looking out for the people. Selfish society, but Bounty Killer, you and Joshy, the young youth, were just a boss.
Wow.
To a very violent song. But let me not focus on that because me not beat Bounty, but me just highlight the
Yeah.
double standard. Let's go back to this slide. Bad man okay with them type of killing, yeah? So what type of killing are we should be okay with?
Man, I kill man.
Exactly my point.
It's crazy.
That's exactly my point. We shouldn't be okay with no farmer killing.
It's crazy.
That's the part that really got me when the artists them say, yo, we can't deal with them type of killing here. So what type of killing should we deal with? And that's the seed that we plant. When man a kill man, enemies are kill enemies, the man down the road, you rob and kill people, it's okay. And we sing about it and we glorify it and we dance to it. Enough time we put up a gun finger with all of that. And I said it is art. And art imitate life. But right now, life to me is imitating art. Because the youth them now look panic like me and Shells back in the day when we were younger. Aisha, I'm not sure of your age, but I'm sure we're older than you. You know, a good little distance. So I'm just saying, like, you know, I really don't get it.
Talking about older than you, while you were talking in my head, it's not gunman anymore, it's gun boys, because it's the younger generation. Even based on experience, I go back home and certain things I've observed are young boys. And as I said, the influence. You see, just like how Bunty made that post. First of all, I think it's a producer who made that post. And in the post, I see where Uno Ado. It's supposed to be where we do, because they have the influence. And just like in the interview with Kishima, when Bunty could say, what about me, do this? I mean, if he had said something positive or responded differently in that way, everybody else under the same people and said things under the comment would agree with him under the comment if he had said something else that we were expecting him to say, because what? He has influence. If he did take responsibility, they would agree with him and they would say, yeah, John or the general, because what? He has influence. And the same thing, these artists and producers have the influence and they need to take advantage of that in a positive way.
98%,
unbiased way.
98% of the people who commented based on what I've seen at the time was a big up bounty killer for that defensive response. And
that's what I'm saying. If he had said something else that's not so defensive and he take responsibility and say something positive would make sense, they would also say, yeah, Bunty are true, because he has influence. So whatever him say on his platform, he would have influence, and that's why you would need for you and other artists need to use the platform to really do something positive.
So you said influence,
them in the right way,
and our artists continue to move away from the responsibility of being influencers. Too many times I've heard them say, "Uno for grow, uno pick the, and we are responsible for growing the children. You're the parents, so it's your responsibility to grow your child. You're responsible for what your child listens to or not listen to." And it begs me to wonder, how often are they in their child's presence? Do they work? Are they with their children 24 hours per day to know if they have been influenced by anything anywhere else?
True.
They don't take responsibility. How many times they in interviews and them say they don't want nobody come put them up on a pedestal because they're not responsible for growing anybody's children and blah blah. See there? The chickens have come home to roost. This is where the influence is as is. Look here, when you want to be in a romantic mood, what you do?
Play romantic music.
When you want, exactly. When you don't want conscious mood and you want a whole vibe, you know who to put on. That's a different kind of music you want to hear. You drink some juice and you want a whole of good energy because you know you want you in your house at work and clean your house all on weekend and you want some nice dancehall tune and you whole a vibe. It's the same thing when you tell a man say him to go bust out a man head back. Imagine. They use them a whole the meds and a whole a vibe for the music because
and Shell, when you want to listen to some dancehall music and you don't necessarily want to hear a gun song, but when you go and say dancehall playlist and all you can hear is gun song because that's all they're producing, that's a problem.
Exactly. So you have to go back to the 90s in a kind of sort of way, and now you have to choose the artists that
you have to be selective.
Yes, you have to now make your playlist because you might jump over in the 90s and find some of them songs there. I said the other day that we in our generation and Juba, because we older, we used to have to wonder what they're talking about. because it wasn't so plain. So there are no lyrics now for you to try to figure out how him could not talk. What she could not talk about. No, it's just all
belly.
out there and they
What's
said
up, boy? Head make you marrow fire ground on your seat and it crump up and it look like liver without jelly.
Some
It's
Professor
so
Nut
descriptive for real.
style. Some Professor Nut
Eh?
style.
It is so descriptive for real, so detailed that it leaves no room for your imagination to say, hey, wonder what. Listen, me know what marrow look like. I mean, never see marrow yet.
I was just thinking that, like, the youth in that thing, they never know nothing about Mara, but they hear it in the music. Oh, and that's a Mara.
And guess what? If they're saying that music don't influence people, if you notice that when they sing about killing and shooting, they pretty much repeat what was said in music that we heard a few years ago when it comes to murder music. Boss boy skull, straight all point, lodge up in her head, all of that. So you are telling me, say, if you are gonna do it and then come sing about it, you feel like say other youth now try when them all kill somebody, them want feel or get that reaction to say, make sure says a headshot you get.
Because
Make sure
nothing is a secret. You're right. Nothing is a secret. So man I gonna know say is that our next man though. Look when them sing about clocks. What?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm man sing about Axio.
Right.
What
All
happened?
right. All right.
Exactly.
Amen.
Oh,
Amen.
wow, on
Amen.
point, Shell.
Amen.
Exactly.
Amen. So guess
So
what?
it's
We
influence.
It's influential.
get it. They don't want to admit to it because it helps them to make them bread for them to eat food. Nobody's passionate.
Unfortunate.
But that's where it starts though. That's where it starts. They have to admit, say, yeah,
It's
we
a
have been a
trend
part
and it
of the
can be
problem.
broken. Them can break it. The
It
two
can.
big artists them come
It
and
can.
do something. They just will need
When-
that somebody have to
when
start.
man,
The
when
producers
when
them
them
need to
name
start
again?
to get out.
What the people them name? Where them name? We regulate the music again. Andrew, just call them name.
Broadcasting
Oh,
Commission.
When
no,
broadcasting
the-
commission say
yeah.
we don't want this, slap this, and we don't want this, they clean it up for a little while, you know.
It was.
But just as the Jamaicans that we are, we reverted right back. They cleaned it up because a lot of them songs weren't getting any airplay because it wasn't fit for airplay. And that is why now they've gone to a place where they're making two different versions of the song, where they send the cleaner one, come give if it's gonna be played on the air. So you know that they can make clean music. Because when they want it to be played in certain spaces, they clean it up. And then they wonder why they're not getting certain deals, Andrew. Because listen, no corporate company is gonna mess with you. You're not gonna make the
You're gonna
big
just
money
stay at
because
one
they
level.
feel like they remember, you know, a lot of people don't buy music, you know. So they're not going to make the money from music, you know. That's why enough of them hungry to the day from the pandemic because they're not getting any bookings to go on any shows. If they were doing certain kind of music, corporate would have seen them and used them in a different kind of space, and you would make millions from just signing one deal. That's what I want those that have the influence to push. That there's multi levels to the music business, and it can take you places. That's why some of them have no visa.
The
Why
movement
they
have
don't
to
have
start,
no
though.
visa? That's why a
Gotta
lot of them
start
have no
something.
visa to this day because of violent music and lyrics. Come now.
And
Clean
Come
up
now.
something.
we don't want them get it for say we are say a music only and music contributes to majority. No.
No.
We're
We could
just saying
never
the
say that.
music has the
Because
influence in the
contributes
music. That's
greatly,
the word.
but not in 100 because if we were to break it up,
it's not even 50.
Exactly.
Music is not even 50% of the problem,
So-
in all honesty.
So then why are we trying to say that then? You know, people
Because it adds to it. It plays a great, especially now. The percentage keeps on going. No.
and
But
because
Shell, and
2020
Andrew,
and between 2020 and 2021, 22, yes?
let us say that the music is not the reason for, or the music is not the cause. The music can contribute to making a difference. The music can contribute to highlight, hey, we're having this issue. What can we do about it? How can we make the change? So fine, the music is not the cause of it, but the music can do something in making a difference. And I'm reading the comments from Joanne.
It can influence.
Hold on, Aisha. If the music cannot create a negative effect, then it should not be possible for the music to create the reverse, which is a positive effect. So yin and yang.
But the music,
You know what I mean? No. I know you just saying hypothetically, say If it's not the music, then we should use the music in that way. But really and truly, it doesn't work that way. It's either it can make it good or it can happen both ways. All right, go to Johan's comment.
I want to answer
we also
Johan's
need
comment.
to try to address the facts that families are not working together. Too many fathers are not playing their role. The fathers are dead. That was my case.
That's
The fathers are
when I said dead, they are both dead and deadbeat. They are so absent. And I said this every time on the platform here. When they have a man, we need to move away from this multiple baby mother business. Because when a man have 12 children, multiple baby mothers, wait, no, Andrew, let me finish.
Be like my father, have 12 with one woman. The rest of them never have no money and no rich, but he's there for his children. Okay?
Exactly. If you want 12 children, have the 12 with one woman, so that your children can have a stable home. So one of the prison dead, and the rest are so upset because them have 5, 6 baby mother yard for visit, and them live with one woman where him can't go to yard them because she a go back say in back to baby mother them are
a different topic altogether as well, because it also
but it does hard enough, because remember, if fathers were a part of the equation where they could help to guide and mold their children and from not being exposed to certain things, then it would have made a difference. I sent Andrew a video. I don't know if it's playable. You have to block out them face or something.
Shells, when you send me the video, my reaction was,
when me traumatized already, I'm gonna see video yet.
Me traumatized worse. And that's what I'm saying. Where are those children parents? And I bet you more than likely they don't have a father.
I think
because mothers cannot do what fathers do. And praise to all the mother them who raise them children good and strong without a father.
But there's still something missing. Yep. There's still something missing.
I'm gonna go.
I'm wondering.
I'm gonna go to Naliman Child.
I don't know. Ask Johan. Send it to Johan and ask him if it's playable.
Send it to Johan first.
If it guys,
but the fathers are necessary. Remember, I said, look here.
If we are questioning,
fathers build the nation, you know. Ladies, no, it depends, because children are in it, so we have to ask first. Yes.
No, don't play.
When man kill man, the pity them grow up without children, without fathers.
And guess what? And at the next issue too, where the youth, you know, we grew up without a father. Here's I did a man the cross this or kill him father. When he hear the music, you know, I say, okay, all right. When him see politicians come in and do certain things too, because them not go without fault, you know, because we are going highlight, feed them contribution to the whole thing too, you know, and we are going also highlight the contribution of citizens too. I started out with saying, yes, as a citizen of Jamaica, me contribute to that too. Me contribute to that too. Just like when me just start the music video, me say, me want to give more highlights to dark-skinned females because I wanted to break that stigma. I don't see me
Thank
have a
you,
problem with
Andrew.
light-skinned women. No, it's not a
Thank
problem.
you.
You have beautiful light-skinned women and you have beautiful black-skinned women. But I'm just saying, I wanted to break that and to kind of kill that narrative straight up. So you have to, as Johan said, we're not trying to tell you what to do. We will admit to making a mistake and we try to fix it, which is to take accountability and to hold ourselves responsible. Any artist, any producer, any selector wants a challenge, not a challenge, but want to, let's talk. I am open and the platform is open and we're not going to
We should continue with this. Jamaicans taking accountability and taking responsibility.
It is for us to take accountability. I'm waiting for Johan's response. All right. So we done a highlight why some artists are going to be defensive into saying, oh, don't watch what, and I'm just quoting Bounty's word because that's the main narrative. Who's the music influence, you know, for growing up Pitney? Bounty said, don't watch what I sing, watch what I bring, and it's true. We need to highlight as much as possible what he has done. But Bounty, clearly if what you have done was as effective and would make the crime rate less than the music and contribution to so many violent producers, both physically and musically, if that were the case, then that means that we wouldn't be having this conversation. If what I have done positively to make a change in my community, then my community wouldn't have such a high rate in terms of murders. And where I'm from, it is hell. So therefore, whatever we did, I wouldn't say it failed, but more needed to be done. Bounty, you need to do more. Popcorn, we need to do more. Beanie Man, we need to do more. All these artists who are complaining now, we need to do more.
Don't leave out the producers
Well,
and
no,
the
no, no, no.
consumers.
Hold
The
on.
consumers is the biggest problem.
Just the reason why, I mean, you're right, but the reason why I never mentioned producers is because they are the workers for the producers. If them not open them mouth and activate them vocal cards or whatever, then the music now come out. Producer for go around, they go for Simona song and put it up. But you're right? Now, let's move on to the politicians. Let's move on to the politicians.
But for them, baby.
All right.
It's their baby. They impregnated the mother. Politicians.
Elucidate. Explain. Clarify.
It all started with them from what history showed in the 1980s. Them it started. So they were the producers of violence back then because they wanted defenders, and they got it. That's what they breed. Now we all paying the price and then acting all innocent like them don't know what happened, and both them can't sleep in them bed at night time. Sure.
So tell me something now. Do they contribute more than music? Or they're probably hand in hand with music?
They are 50%. They are half of the problem.
At this point, do you think that they're half the problem currently? Or
yes, they are half the problem right now. Because more than one aspect of it.
So let's say, just for argument's sake, they hold 50, music probably hold 20, and then the acidic culture that we just...
We the consumers and the citizens or residents, whatever you want to call it, we are the next 30%. And we are part of the 52, because we make up the government, if you understand what I mean. A normal Jamaican, you can't be another citizen of another country and be in our government. It's not legal.
Right.
So unless something is being hidden, all of the persons who represent us are Jamaicans. The politicians are Jamaicans. And when you have no alternative for your people, when your people hopeless, Andrew, it's a hell of a thing. Andrew, we don't have nothing much in Jamaica right now where we call we own, where we're proud of, except the tree them who grow out a door, the sun where God shine, and God see, and the river. Those are the things that we are proudest of right now. And when Olympic come every 4 years and the athletes them around, we can't say we're proud of that. We don't have much of a culture anymore, in all honesty. Because the vibe, there's just a vibe in the place. And when you live at one place and you don't have no road. And I mean, you don't have any road for years. You don't have a hospital. You have one fire truck serving almost the entire parish. You don't have a factory that is employing people. It's just local entrepreneurs and business people employing the masses. All the government places take money from we, except the hospital, we don't pay there. But you pay at the parish council, you pay at the tax office, you just continue to pay. What are you paying for? They are not the persons employing anyone. So I see them trying with some little things, but the little things is not making much. We no longer have community centers. We no longer have multi-purpose courts. We don't have parks with play monkey bars and places where children can go and play and families can sit together. We do not encourage a culture of marriage. We encourage baby mother and baby father living, right? Where we glorify men who have multiple children with multiple women and women who have multiple children with multiple men. Don't get me wrong, don't stay in a relationship if not work, you can marry and divorce. But I'm just saying multiple in terms of a whole lot. Me not talk 2 and 3, or I'm talking really more than that. It's a whole broken thing that the government is responsible for. The corruption is so bad that our ports of entry, can remember we don't make gun here, Andrew, nor bullet. Well, they make bullets here, but they don't make guns here. Right? So guns have to come in at the island. How it got here? Because our ports are not manned. They don't have sophisticated machines where you can bypass.
I
So
don't.
a man can. Huh?
I would think that they do. As you say, it's just corruption. It's just that you pay off a man because we
Remember,
believe in.
remember we have ports by sea and air, Andrew.
Yeah.
You
I
understand?
feel like all right. I think it's a requirement, especially after 9/11, that each port must have, as to where you would quote unquote say, sophisticated machines to scan and all of that. They do have it.
And
The
who
thing-
operate those machines, Andrew?
Huh?
Who you think operate those
That's
machines?
why I said corruption.
Who you think are allowing those things to happen?
No,
Who
that's
are
why
you
I
think
said,
that-
hold on. That's why, no, because Shells had said, we need to kind of upgrade the infrastructure. And I said, I
Yes,
think
we
the
need to
infrastructure
upgrade
is
it.
here.
Yeah.
It's just the
No,
manpower.
some is there, but it's not sophisticated enough.
Is the
I bet,
manpower.
I bet if the Chinese them buy it out, Andrew, that not happen. I bet if the Chinese them start run reports, that don't happen.
Because the head wouldn't allow the bottom of the stream to get dirty.
And more sophisticated machines will be there.
Well,
Trust
all right.
me.
All right.
But if
That-
you
no,
feel
I-
like you can take a little money from a little man and make something slide through,
Some
not gonna
think they don't
work,
have no
because
money, so the
the
corruption
bigger
go
head is
start
gonna
from
be
there.
aware of it that you did that.
But Shells, because but it still doesn't come back down to the sophistication of the machinery, though. It comes back down to who will be held accountable and who oversees it. Because no matter how great the machine is, they scan it, they see it, put that under the table. You get so I get you, So in essence, I don't think giving Jamaicans more sophisticated machinery is going to stop it. It's the man, it's the human, the physical human resource that is there will have to then make the change. I personally think that's where the problem lies.
But I led to that. That's what I said before. I said that. I said corruption.
That's what I agree
Right?
with. I'm saying.
So if you are the boss, Andrew, you are the manager, and you have people working for you, and if I come into your business place, you are not there, and if I come into your business place, you don't know how many people come into your business place for the day. Because you have to physically go into the store to see. But guess what happened? You install such sophisticated security system that if 20 people pass through your store for the day, you can know, because you get an alert on your device to say you have another customer, and if you are free, you can take a peek and see who it is. So you, the boss, can keep track. Now, when a man get a contract for fix a piece of road, patch it or whatever, and him saying patch it and leave it, and there's nobody to oversee if the patching was done properly, and
to hold him accountable.
a contract was signed to say this patch must last for 5 years. However, the patch dig out 1 month time, the rainfall and the patch dig out. Who is responsible? Nobody. So nobody is watching what's happening, because guess what happened? Because everybody wants a piece of the pie, they ensure that things are not up to par. There are a lot of things that are lacking, and our people are hopeless, and that is part of the reason why people can be so easily influenced, because they're hopeless.
Councillors not taking accountability, area dons or area leaders or liaison person in the community not taking accountability. Citizens are taking it as it is, because we've seen it over and over where police have carried out an operation, whether it's for or against. You've seen the reaction on social media, and it goes to show that I don't think that Jamaicans are fed up yet. And I've always said this, we're not at that point where we're totally fed up. We're not at that point where we're totally suffering. Why? Because then we would have seen changes being happening. What is happening now is that, as Aisha said earlier, she remember that, neighbors used to sleep with their doors and windows open. Now that not happen. So almost everybody start feeling the pinch. Now, when everybody, like meaning every Jamaican now, start feel the pinch, I think that's when there's going to be a paradigm shift. And for now, everybody is still selfish. Me no business. It's not happening in my community. It's not knocking at my door, blah, blah, blah. I see somebody put up a video of a person that was shot. And the caption says that some Don for some place did shot in a mobile, and he's laying there on the floor and on the ground, and police came and the police didn't touch them, and people screaming and scampering. Oh, pick him up in my breed. Them not care. Them not this, them not that. First of all, I don't know why the police never touch him. That's kind of bothering me to think that if he's still alive, is it a thing where they have to wait for paramedics, or Jamaicans just say, okay, Trimina care and move? I don't see that happening in America. They have to wait on paramedics. So we are in a culture where we need to just move right there and then. Number two, I realize that a lot of people now don't understand that Jamaica is so backward to the point where there's a lot of things that we practice that needs to fix. And that's why I say we're not taking accountability. And it's not like Jamaicans don't know. It's not like we're ignorant. Aisha, you live abroad. I live abroad. Shell's still living in Jamaica. She talk how much time says she want to live. And I know
I
that
want to go back to home, but I cannot because of these
I know it's frustration, but we want to go back. But let's say we go back and start forming the fool. When we there Uncle Sam place, we have to toe the line. We have to follow it so Jamaicans can do better. That's where I'm getting with the point. We can't.
Just like when they got embassy and they make sure all protocols are followed.
Come back down to what Shells I say. We as the people, we not care. Government not care because they let a lot of people do as they please. And that's and when we say government, they're gonna blame parents, kids having kids. Yes. But government, I don't see no government minister, no government member ever.
That was my point. They're not there. From the moment you say politician, I'm like, they don't exist. I have to talk on a personal level, like where I would go home and I'll have like community events, I have youth events. Every time I go my intro to something, I have a football league or something, and I begged the area, the person was responsible for my area, I begged them. And it was last minute, and I'm like, wow. The younger generation, the people they don't know who is responsible, which politician responsible for this area, who is even mayor of this town. They don't know them until it's election time. So you talking about politicians, I'm like, what? They're not there. Especially young people, and they don't know about a politician right now. They don't, and that's why I don't even say much on this topic because it's something that gets me very emotional and I take it very personal. I get really serious about it. Sometimes I'm like, what is happening? The roads, the water, everything is just a baka. It's just baka. And even the police system, I shall say, it's just a whole pool of corruption because a man gonna come do something and he must do him work. But guess what? He might go take a piece of food to not do it because he might get food, the system not even paying him. It's just a whole lot of stuff and a whole different topic that we have to continue with. It's just too much. It's too much.
We lack civic pride and civic responsibility, and that's a problem with Jamaica. So when we go foreign, we have civic pride over there, and we're glad to call ourselves Americans because we are now US citizens. And we can abide by the rules and the laws. Why don't we do the same thing here?
True.
We are such a disgusting set of people. Sometimes I live right at the street side, and people just pass and throw the garbage. They finish eat something and then just drop it same place at my gateway.
Yeah.
We don't care if the place is messy, and we don't do that when we go foreign.
Because the government
bless a few people.
The system don't hold you accountable for doing it.
Exactly.
That's come down to the system in a shells.
Exactly.
And
That's the reason.
Straight up. So guess what?
That's the problem.
Yeah.
We don't have the civic pride. We say we're proud to be Jamaicans, but what we're proud of.
When we're on the podium.
Humanity.
and I know, and we're proud to say we're bad. And we're proud to say we you know what I mean? We are gallus and we're homophobic, and we're proud to say we're music.
Our food.
Our food. But
we don't have no pride.
mental.
We don't have
All
no
right,
pride.
so we have 5 minutes before we wrap this up. And I am happy that we got a chance to cover all our angles. Some Jamaicans, politicians, citizens, and well-loved artists tend to cop out of taking full responsibility and even being held accountable for a lot of the brain drain and moral depletion and degradation of our society. But I will not sit here and say, hey, they should. What can I do to contribute? What can we all do to contribute? And we have to take a deeper look into how we can contribute to that. As Shell says, some introspection needs to take place. Aisha, you mentioned that in your community, you try to hold some community events. Kudos to you. I have done that. I've participated in community building as well, and I know Shells have done it as well. So we're not sitting on this platform acting as if we haven't contributed to nothing and just talking out our bleeps because we just want
We're
to.
contributing right now, being here discussing these topics.
No, this is nothing. We're just chatting. Burning hours and burning time, and nobody's listening to us. Thank you very much. We are.
God loves me.
We are. But guess what we're not doing? We're not buying bullets, sending them to Jamaica. We're not sending money to the youth on the street to go buy guns. We're not contributing to that. We are not endorsing and upholding slackness. No, we're not. But what we're doing, we're trying our very best to flip the script. What we're trying to do is to shift the paradigm, to change the narrative. And I hope you, Jamaican citizens, I hope you, Jamaicans abroad, anywhere you live, let's make a difference. All right, guys. 1 minute in closing, Shells. In closing, what you want to add, and then I'll move over to Aisha. Shells.
I am waiting to see change. You know, we have a lot of youngsters with a lot of potential, a lot of skills, a lot of talent. We have people who can run. We need to see infrastructure where our children can train, where they can play, where they can grow up to be awesome human beings. We need to let off of the slackness and the violence. It's not the fact that we are changing and evolving into something new, evolve that too. You know, don't let it be the norm. Not because everybody else is doing it, mean we need to do it. We'll little bit, but we tell our, we want to again be a proud nation. I mean, ask the violence producers and some of our music, those who produce music, sing it, entertainers, or whatever you call yourself. Just be a part of the change for the better, not for the worse. And us, the consumers, need to not listen. Just like how I do not listen violent lyrics, I don't watch the videos, I don't participate at all. Unless somebody else is playing it, that is the time that I have no choice. But we can make a change. We absolutely can. All is not lost yet, as Andrew said, because not everybody is a part of what's happening now. But we don't want it to reach to the point where every other household in Jamaica is feeling the pinch. Let's get back to what we once were when we cared about each other and what really matters, which is life.
True. Aisha.
All right. First of all, Val, thank you for having me on this platform. I just think that influence and taking accountability, it starts from the family. And again, it makes a big difference when there's a father and a mother and even extended family in a young person's life, in a child's life. It makes a big difference. So it starts with family, and if family can come together, community can come together, church, we don't even get into that, can come and have influence on these young people coming up and on each other as citizens. It's come from even the government or leader or prime minister. I was just hoping the same energy and effort you put into this whole vaccination mandate and COVID shots and all that bull s, you'll put into fighting crime, you'll put into being there for the youth, you'll put into providing infrastructures, you'll put into traveling the country and seeing how terrible the roads are and how people are still suffering because kids are supposed to be studying online and kids don't have computer, they don't have Wi-Fi. There's so many infrastructures missing, especially in our rural communities where I can speak about because that's where I am from. And again, influence, artists, producers, people in public media, we all have influence. And if each of us can just take accountability, be responsible for making a change.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. All our viewers, thank you so much. People watching the playback, people on Hype TV, thank you. You've heard it. Hey, there's nothing else I can say. But do what good. Peace, love, and light to you all. Join us next week, same time, same place for another VVL podcast, bringing you social commentary and a roundup of news that happened in Jamaica and across the Caribbean. Shells, good night. Aisha, good night.
Yeah, nice meeting you, Aisha. Good night, Andrew. Good night to everyone. Okay. Big up to Hype TV.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Big up to the producer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big up, Andrew.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
VAL'S Live.